In this video, we'll be finding normal percentiles using a z-score table when our z-scores are not integers. If that doesn't make sense to you yet, I'll elaborate soon. In a previous video, we learned to find percentiles using the 68, 95, 99.7 rule and the normal curve. We also learned that the z-score tells us the number of standard deviations a value is away from the mean. And we learned that 68% of values are within 1 standard deviation from the mean, 95% of values are within 2 standard deviations from the mean, and 99.7% of values are within 3 standard deviations from the mean. Let's look at an example that requires us to go a bit further. The mean height of a group of students is 65 inches, and the standard deviation is 2. What percent of students is 60.5 inches or shorter? We start by calculating the z-score using the formula z equals the given height minus the mean of the sample over the standard deviation of the sample. 60.5 minus 65 over 2. 60.5 has a z-score of negative 2.25. Since z is between negative 2 and negative 3, we aren't able to use the 68, 95, 99 rule to give us an exact percent of students 65 inches or shorter. To find that percent, we can use a z-score table or a special calculator. For this video, we'll practice using a z-score table. Note that this is a small part of the table, showing only what is needed to complete this question. To find the portion of students less than the z-value found, we locate the unit and 10th digit on the left side of the table and locate the 100th digit on the top of the table. Since 60.5 has a z-score of negative 2.25, we find negative 2.2 on the left side of the table and 0.05 at the top of the table. Then we look for the decimal in that row and that column. The portion of students 60.5 inches or shorter is 0.0122. We multiply that by 100 to turn it to a percent and get that 1.22% of students are 60.5 inches or shorter. If instead you were asked what percent of students is taller than 60.5 inches, there is an additional step. The table gives us the portion less than or equal to the given value. To find the portion taller than 60.5 inches, we have to subtract our previous answer from 100% to get the remaining students. 100% minus 1.22% equals 98.78%. 98.78% of students is taller than 60.5 inches. Here's what we've learned. To use the normal model to find percentages, start by calculating the z-score. A z-score table is used if the z-score is not an integer value. On the z-score table, find the units and 10th digit on the left side of the table and the 100th digit at the top of the table.